Hey everybody, I'm Brian Boyle here and welcome to episode 127 of The Mesh Tongue. It is Sunday and it's a fantastically gorgeous day here in Utah. Hopefully it's great where you're at. Anybody do anything fantastic this weekend? We had a busy weekend, so I'm glad to just kind of be taking it easy today and just enjoying time with family and friends, and that's kind of how we're leaving it today. So, hey, if you've got questions, comments, send them to me, Brian, B-R-I-A-N, at company5k.com. That's the number 5k.com. Be happy to get those answered and get some responses back to you, so keep those coming in. So, if you'll recall, a few sessions ago, probably more than a few, but a few weeks ago I talked about ketosis and the ketogenic lifestyle, where you are now consuming more fats, with the goal to get into ketosis, where the body starts using fats as the primary fuel source, and then you very strictly limit your carbohydrates, and then stop taking as much proteins as well. Well, if you recall, I kind of touted some of the benefits of that. What I didn't ever really mention is that the ketogenic lifestyle and ketosis is not for everybody. There are going to be some people that their bodies will not respond to it. There are going to be some people that just don't get it. They don't like it. They just aren't interested. And that's okay. And that's the beautiful thing about this, that there's no one size fits all. If you try it and you like it, great. If you try it and you hate it, guess what? Don't stick with it. Okay? Don't do something just because somebody said, hey, you should do this. Brian said, or the doctor said. Remember that more people are killed each year by medical professionals than car accidents. So we don't know exactly what all is going on. But it's one option. So if you say, hey, guess what? Ketogenic lifestyle not for me. Or if your body does not respond well, if all of a sudden as you're consuming more fats and you're not burning off as much, you've changed some things, something is now going on, and you have your blood work tested, and now your LDLs and triglycerides and all this are way out of whack, that is a bad sign. It's a sign that your body's not processing that much fat well, so then you need to change things up. So, I'll give you a little bit of a nutrition lesson here, and I kind of talked about this a little bit in the past, but what happens is if you are not in ketosis, the first fuel source is your fast-acting carbohydrates. After about 10-15 minutes to anywhere up to 30 minutes, those things are burned off, but probably about 10 to 15 minutes, your fast-acting carbs, and then goes into your slow carbs. Okay, your complex carbohydrates, they go from anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes, then 30 minutes and above, and this is of activity now, 30 minutes and above, you're looking at fat burning. Now, that's assuming that 30 minutes goes for longer than just the 30 minutes. Okay, so you're going to look at 30 to 90 minutes is that window. After 90 minutes, if you have not consumed some fast-acting carbs or some other carbohydrates and you're still being active, so think about folks that are running a half marathon, running a full marathon, whatever it may be, after that 90-minute mark, you're going to start burning into your proteins. So proteins, if you're not in ketosis, not in ketogenic lifestyle, are going to be an essential part for long-distance runners, because of the fact that if you start burning off your proteins, okay, and you're not consuming more, you run into all sorts of unusual symptoms and things that could possibly happen. Now, does it always happen? No, but you want to preserve those proteins. Those are the muscles that are going to help you move. They're going to be the muscles that are going to help you get up the hill. They're going to be the muscles that are going to help you running at your best. So, how much protein do you need? On average, you're going to need 0.5 to 0.9 grams per body weight, okay, depending on what you're doing, depending on how active you are. Okay, so this again is not an exact science, but quite oftentimes that if you think about the I don't even know what the heck I was going to say. That's just one of those days. Quite often, if you think about the protein in the diet, we're not often consuming enough proteins in our diet. Okay, And that's just the way it goes. What are some great lean sources of protein? Tuna fish is a fantastic one. Quite oftentimes when I'm in my prime and I'm training, I eat a lot of tuna fish and a lot of rice. Okay, the brown rice and tuna fish is an excellent go-to snack. Make sure you're getting your fruits and vegetables. And that is one thing that I have not been so good about doing until recently. I can tell you this, that I think we could all do better with that. But yeah, if you're not a tuna fish fan, my wife, again, not a tuna fish fan, so we don't eat it a lot. I'm the one that you will usually buy it and then eat it. Lean cuts of meat, poultry, eggs are a fantastic source of proteins. Yogurt, tofu, peanut butter, milk, cottage and Swiss cheese, cooked peas or beans. Any number of different things that are good for getting your protein sources, and they don't have to be too crazy. I'm going to read the daily requirements here, and this is from a chart that I've got. If you weigh 100 pounds, you're going to need about 50 to 90 grams of protein. Okay. If you weigh 200 pounds, 100 to 180 grams of protein. And again, this is going to be required based on how you are doing. So if you're losing weight, if you're losing muscle mass, if you are, if you're feeling like you're just getting tired and sluggish, quite oftentimes you're burning through the proteins in the body. So don't all just consume massive amounts of carbohydrates. While carbohydrates are great, the body can only store so many, as we talked about in that previous ketogenic video. So again, the reality of it is that that carbohydrates, fats, healthy fats, and then the proteins are all essential for getting your fuel. So that's it for today. Make sure you get enough protein. This is episode 127 of the Mesh Tongue. Whatever you do, don't go hurting yourself to come back. But please share this with your friends, your family, your training partners. And if you find some value in this, I'd love to hear your comments and feedback. What other sources of protein are you getting? Are you taking some sort of supplement, powders, mixes, whatever you're doing? Hey, let's talk. So Brian at company5k.com. I'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm actually going to be presenting at a conference, the Utah Worksite Wellness Conference. So I'll be up at Snowbird, so I'll probably film an episode up there, so stay tuned for that. But hey, until then, we'll see you again. All right, take care.